I'm Sharla with Freezer Meals 101, and today we are making Buffalo Chicken Quesadillas. I'm really excited because I am making these to take with us on a family ski trip, and they're so easy to make ahead and then just take with me, reheat when I'm there, and have them for lunches or snacks. So there's a few tricks that I'm going to be showing you as we go along, and we will just get started. So the first thing I did was I cooked the chicken in the crock pot. I just threw the chicken in and added about half a package of ranch seasoning, as well as a whole bunch of Frank's Red Hot. Now, if you don't like things as spicy, you can definitely add less of the hot sauce. We love spice around here, so I added a lot, as you can see. Once your chicken is cooked, you're just gonna shred it. I used one of those mix and mashers, like they're to do your ground beef. I used that to shred mine, and that made it pretty easy. So what we have here set out ahead is we've got our buffalo chicken that was cooked in the crock pot. We have some sliced baby tomatoes. You can use just regular old tomatoes. I'm in a bit of a phase right now with adding baby tomatoes to my nachos, my omelets, my whatever. So that's just what I had on hand. That's what we're using. Onions, I cut purple onions. You can use green onions, white onions, whatever. Sliced jalapeno. If you are not a fan of spice, you don't have to use the jalapeno. You can also go ahead and use pickled jalapeno from a jar if that's easier, if that's what you have. We're also going to be adding some peppers. These are left over from all of the mega breakfast things that I made yesterday. So I have them, they're already cut. It's perfect to use in the quesadillas. Now, some other ideas of what you can use in your quesadillas is green chilies from a jar, or black olives, black beans, corn, whatever you like in a quesadilla, you can throw into these and they'll freeze just fine. So another thing you can do is, if you don't like your chicken spicy, you can throw your chicken into the crock pot with a jar of salsa verde, and that shreds really nicely, makes a super nice chicken for quesadillas. And you can, or you can do just more of a plain chicken, so just a few seasoned chicken breasts. So I'm making some of them with a habanero cheese because that's my favorite for quesadillas and nachos. And the others, I'm just using a shredded Tex-Mex blend. So I'll start with the habanero, use that up, and then we'll move on to the Tex-Mex cheese. Now, when it comes to quesadillas, you actually don't want to add too much cheese. They just don't work very well if you add too much cheese. Usually, I'm of the belief that you can never have too much cheese. But when it comes to quesadillas, you actually want it to be pretty sparse. I hope you can see that there. That's the most you would want for your cheese. You could even add a little less than that. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do 3 per tray. Now, the reason I am doing them on trays, even though we're not baking them today, is because we're going to freeze them flat on the trays in the freezer, and then take them out and transfer them carefully into a large freezer bag. So you're gonna put them in here once they're already frozen flat on the tray. That will keep them so that they hold their shape. And then when you get to where you're using them, I mean, again, I'm using them when we're on vacation, but obviously you can use them at home too. Then you're going to pull out however many you want, so you can pull them out one at a time, because again, you've frozen them flat separately, so they won't stick to each other in the freezer once they're in the freezer bag. So you can just pull out one at a time if you want. or you can pull out several. And then you can heat them either in a skillet or in the oven, or if you're camping, which I bring these camping every year, if you're camping, you can actually wrap it in foil. And you know, when I'm making them for camping, I wrap them in foil at home to get them ready. But you can wrap it in foil and then you can heat it over the campfire. So nifty trick there that'll save you some time. So I've added my jalapeno, and now I'm just going and adding onion to each one. Again, I like things spicy, so I've got a lot of, 5 jalapenos on each and quite a lot of the onion. But if you prefer things milder, then just adjust according to your tastes. These are really easy to individualize. And if you want to, you can make them specific for members of your family and then just write their name on the freezer bag. So that works well, and that's something that we've done before too, because not all my kids will eat jalapenos or are fans of things like black olives. So I'm just adding the peppers. You can add the chicken first or last or in the middle. There's really no order for this. Adding my tomato now. Again, I like these to be pretty full of vegetables, and then I actually, when I serve them with either salsa or guacamole, so there's even more vegetables. So it's actually a pretty nutritious dish, even though, it looks more like pub food, tastes kind of like pub food, but it has a fair amount of nutrition in each one. So there we go. And I'm just gonna add some of that shredded chicken. Just gonna use my hands a bit here to get it evenly distributed. And then those are ready to go into the freezer, and I will move on to the next tray. So you can actually get these done really quickly, get a whole whack made at one time, and have lunches or snacks to go all ahead of time. What I'm going to do with my extra buffalo chicken, because I put in quite a few chicken breasts, I don't remember if it was 4 or 5 chicken breasts, but I did 4 or 5 chicken breasts, knowing of course that was going to be way more than I needed for these quesadillas. I still have a bunch of that in the crock pot. So what I'm going to do with the rest of my buffalo chicken is I'm going to make buffalo chicken dip, because did you know you can freeze buffalo chicken dip? It's amazing, amazing. It's something that everyone in our house is a fan of, and so all I'm going to do is add into there a block of cream cheese, some shredded cheddar cheese, and then you can add celery. I'm allergic to celery, so I add sliced water chestnuts. I cube those up, and they give you that crunch that celery gives you, and that nice like fresh taste. So they taste really good. You won't miss the celery. And then you actually just put it in a freezer container, and it can go right into the oven when you want to have like a family movie night, an appetizer night, or you're having guests over. So buffalo chicken dip in the freezer is one of those secrets of mine that has helped me a ton over the years. Now I'm just gonna go and put these in the freezer. I'll just show you one. Hopefully you can see that, how that looks. So I'm gonna go toss that flat in the freezer, get started on the next ones, and then I'll show you guys how to put them in the bag once they're frozen. And it's as simple as, if you're looking for more meal prep ideas, freezer meal tips, tutorials, and recipes, then I invite you to subscribe to Freezer Meals 101 here on YouTube, where I am always sharing new ideas that will save you time in the kitchen so you can spend more time with your family and doing the things that matter. Just finishing up another tray here of our freezer quesadillas. And then I'll pop back over, see if that last tray is frozen. I have a quick freeze setting on my freezer, so I can flash freeze things quickly if I need something like this to just be frozen, done, and then transferred into the bag. So I just finished up my last tray. I made 12 quesadillas total. I'll throw that in the freezer. This is our first tray, and it is frozen. So I'll just quickly show you how to transfer these to the bag. So making these, I was able to use the flour tortillas I had left over from making the breakfast burritos the other day, and then use some of the peppers, and the rest of the peppers are going into a soup that I'm gonna make, so nothing goes to waste, and that's really the key when you're trying to save money. You can probably see that you can fit about 5 in here when you're done, sometimes 6. So that's it. We're just gonna label the bag. You're gonna take out the excess air. I'm not gonna do a super good job of that now because I'll be adding more into the bag, but take out the air and freeze it again, and then it's ready for you when you go. That's it, Buffalo Chicken Quesadillas. Join us again when we make more easy recipes, and don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Thanks guys, happy cooking.